This is my online learning reflection. After watching the lecture and reading the articles, my opinion of online learning didn't really change. They both kind of echoed things that I'd already thought about or heard people talk about. So as far as that goes, I definitely agree with those being used in high school to reach people that maybe can't or don't do as well in the general education classroom. I think those are good ways to help them learn. As far as the elementary classroom, I don't think that it should take the complete place of face-to-face instruction, but I think it's a good supplemental resource for several reasons. And one of the things that they pointed out that I also agreed with, never heard it referred to this way, but accelerated and decelerated learning. I've seen that benefit during our coding time. We do code.org in second grade. It's a free coding website, and it offers, video tutorials for the kids, and it's self-paced. I just selected in the beginning of the year like course C, and so they start on that track, and it lets them move as slowly or as quickly as they can. And if they're struggling, hints pop up at the top, and then there are videos that kind of teach them the next step. So I think that online learning can be great for that purpose, that it can really help you differentiate your teaching. It can offer harder things for your more advanced students and can offer some slower progression for your struggling students. I did not know that it could be less expensive than the traditional face-to-face course, so that might be something, as budget cuts are coming in, a good way to offer great quality education for your students, but maybe just at a lower cost for the district. And I also liked the way that they pointed out it is a good way to offer very specific classes that maybe only a few people are interested in, like they mentioned Chinese, so that way those students can still get the information that they would like, instead of just going into a different class because theirs isn't offered. Like I mentioned though before, I don't think it should replace the face-to-face learning in a K through 12 classroom, but could be a great supplemental resource used throughout the day. I don't think that every state should require students to complete an online course prior to high school graduation, and that kind of goes back to my reasoning on question 1 as far as differentiation. Some students and most kids that are coming through and will be in high school are going to have plenty of technology integration in their classrooms and experience with technology at home. And the justification I saw on the video or article, I don't remember, was that it would help prepare them for college. And I don't think that every student needs that to help prepare them for college, because they probably could figure it out pretty seamlessly on their own. But offering those online courses would be great, because there are some students that would obviously struggle with taking that online course with all the other new things they need to learn and do in college. So having that as an option, I think, is a great idea, making sure that every student has access to practice in an online course or take one just for the exposure. But making it a requirement to me is not something that every student needs. I don't think it meets their needs necessarily. And working with the LMS was, I thought, pretty self-explanatory. And like I had mentioned last reflection in the Google reflection, I have attended like 1 or 2 professional development sessions over Google. So I had just a little bit of background knowledge, and I do use like Google Docs and lots of different Google apps. So their system to me is pretty simple, and I like that they offer everything that you need to create the class shell and to put things into it. So I could type up a Google Doc and put it in there. So that's why I chose to work with Google. And I plan to use the system in a very similar way to the way that I used it in my course shell activity for the class. just a simple video or simple article, because I teach second grade, and then a very easy follow-up activity would be a really easy way to incorporate it into my classroom.